So drag and drop, again, let me rewind a little bit. Drag and drop, store the file path into my variable, and then handing that over to my second operation, which is PDF to doc. And I just gave this a variable name as an input. And then inside the file path, if you don't specify this file path, it's going to just create your Word file in the same folder as your PDF. That's the default, but I specify this, and I give a name, and so this is the parameter settings. Now, this is going to be, again, if I come here and put string, and let me use a different one. So if I come here and use a return value as a string, and that might be here is the variable I'm going to use, this file path with the full file path, file folder name, and the file name is going to be stored in my B. That's, again, predefined variable here, right? So I'm going to just grab this my B and then run program to start to open this Word file. So this is actually finished. In a way, the foundation of this bot, which converts PDF file to a Word file, is complete already. So let me run this for test, and I'll show how it works, right? So to run it, I can come to this run menu and do test run. Now, drag and drop pop up right here. And to that, I'm going to grab one of these PDF files. So I'll just take the first one and here. And then in the background is the bot is converting. Okay, so this is the Word file. It just converted, right? Now I'm going to show you the original PDF. This is a PDF file, and this is a Word file. So PDF to doc, very simple, very easy, but it's very convenient, right? So that's how basically you start building your bot. Okay, now I'm going to move on to make this bot more robust and more practical, right? So what I'm going to do is, first of all, after drag and drop, I would like to check if the file is really PDF or not, right? So in order to do that, I'm going to bring in compare value. So I'm going to bring in compare value here. And then what I'm going to do is, again, take the file path from drag and drop and then give to compare value right here. And then compare value has a very nice function, which is wildcard equal. So using this, I'm going to just go here and wildcard.pdf, right? And this means it's going to compare my A and whatever that's a string. This wildcard represents any form of string, character strings. And then after that, we have this period and PDF. So if this is true, this is going to return me true. If this is false, this is going to return me a false. So when it's true, I can proceed to PDF to doc. But when it's false, I'm going to skip all this and give an error message. So to give an error message, I'm going to just simply use this simple dialog operation and then give this false, jump to operation 5, right? So what I just did, I'm going to explain it one more time. Drag and drop is going to take the PDF file, whatever the file you drop into drag and drop. Now this compare value verification operation is going to take a look at the file path and make sure it ends with .pdf. If it's true, it's going to proceed. If it's not true, it's going to jump to operation number 5, dialog. And then this dialog is, I'm going to just go, no PDF, check your file, right? So I just give a message like this, and then this button, I'm going to give a label. First button is stop the bot. And then second button has an option. So I'm going to name this return to drag and drop. I'm going to name it like that, and then give the operation number 1 to this. So I have now this verification step, which is going to make a decision as to the correct file has been dropped or not. And then this branch, it's either proceed or to come to this dialog, which gives you an option to stop the bot or to go back to the top, right? So I'm going to do a test run right now. So come here and do the test run. Drag and drop again. So I'm going to, let me just close this Word file, close this PDF. And then why don't I come to this output folder and drop a Word file here. And it gives me no PDF, check your file. Stop the bot, return to drag and drop, right? So I'm going to stop the bot like this. So this is how you put in a error treatment like this, okay? And now I'm going to make this bot more practical. As you can see, drag and drop, and if you have the right PDF file, it's going to process it. But then it's going, this output has been hard-coded. It says temp.docx, right? So it always overwrites the temp.docx, which is not really practical. So I would like to give unique file name every time I run this bot. And a popular way to do that is to use this tool called timestamp. Timestamp takes the system time information and returns the system time as your character string. So using that, you can always get unique character string, right? So what I'm going to do is use timestamp and choose a very simple format. Come here, and I'm going to choose a very simple format like this. I want to grab seconds, not just month, day, year, not just that, because then you could be doing this operation many times in one day. So I want to also grab hours, minutes, and seconds as well, right? So with that, I'm going to store this into another variable. And let me show you actually, instead of using predefined variable, I'm going to use a new, make a new variable. So just, I think I'm okay to just use a group my, but then variable name, I'm going to say timestamp. So that's created here, new variable. It's the name for bot storage. And then I come here, pull down menu is going to show timestamp. So that's stored here. Now I grab this, copy this, and then come to the output of PDF to doc. And instead of temp, I'm going to just go the curly bracket, my period, timestamp, curly bracket, right? So that gives me a unique file name every time. So let me again test it right here. I'm going to run test. Okay, now this PDF is, this is a resume. It's a resume PDF. So I'm going to drop this into the drag and drop. Okay, Word will convert. So as you can see, we opened already, but as you can see in the file folder right here, it created a new Word file with the timestamp as its name. Okay, and then came to this dialog, stop the bot, return to drag and drop, right? So I'm going to stop the bot. Okay. So this is now pretty practical because it starts with the drag and drop, and it has this judgment step to make sure it's the right PDF. If it's not, it skips all these three operations, and then at the end it has a dialog box either to stop the bot or to repeat the same thing again and again, right? So it's pretty practical. The only thing I would do before I deploy this is to remove this timeout, because maybe I want this bot to be running all day long. So I remove this timeout, and it's going to just continue running until you stop it, right? Now with this, I would like to, my development is pretty much finished. So I'm going to move on to deployment, but then I would like to pause here and maybe open up for questions.
Shige, actually, one of our participants asking a question in chat.
Okay.
So Otto is asking, when you start running different cases, the stem.doc goes on a, I think I can't,
Sequential name.
Yeah. Sequential name such as stem.2. I think this thing is demonstrated right now. We are, providing the timestamp for the file name. If you not implemented this kind of mechanism, then the previous file will be overwritten.
Yes, in this case, previous file will be overwritten. So again, I'm coming to too many tabs open. I'm going to show you here PDF to doc. So if you have existing file, okay, this doesn't give you the explanation, but many of our plugins, actually, if they find a file already in existence, they can actually give you parentheses 1, parentheses 2, parentheses 3, they're going to make a unique file. So many of the plugins, they do that. In this case, PDF to doc, it overwrites, so you have to be careful. This was made by Ms. Irene Cho. I don't know if she has a plan to upgrade this to take care of that kind of existing file kind of situation. But in this case, it overwrites. Okay. Okay. So the next question is from Diraj. Can we drop multiple files in drag and drop action? No, drag and drop action is it's one file only, and it's interactive one file. So this sequence of 6 operations, it runs over and over as you have multiple files, right? But then to answer your question, Biraj, you are assuming the case where you have, 20 PDFs. You want to convert them all together, simultaneously into a Word file. That's very much doable, but that's going to be a different design, right? I'm going to show you a little bit of different design. So before I deploy this, let me just give you, so I just made a new step here, right? Just to show you how you do that. So I'm going to come here and then copy this to my second step. So this is just an example, right? And then instead of drag and drop, what you can do is setting up something like this. You're going to monitor a file, and then start with folder monitor, folder monitor, monitoring the folder. And this folder monitor is going to grab all the files inside your folder. And then what you do is, usually what you do is to bring in a repeat function. And then I'm not going to do everything here, right? Repeat is going to include, maybe not 2 might be, maybe just this, right? And then maybe you don't need this, right? Because you're not going to open everything. Maybe you do, but so it looks something like this. To have multiple PDFs converted into Word, like in one action, you can actually do it like this, right? I hope that answers your question, Dheeraj.
Yes. If I'm not wrong, so it's the repeat is work as a loop, right?
This is a really exactly a repeat loop, right? So take the folder monitor, and then you're going to store the number of files into an array variable. See over here, you can actually set this as an array.
Check mark, yes.
Yeah, array variable, and then repeat is going to have this number of times. So in this case, what you do is, you take your array variable, my-a, and then use this function. It's called count.
Okay.
Right. So that's
we have to specify the count, or it will work as a for each loop.
It's
you can get this information from a folder monitor plugin. There is a help doc. You can just refer that. It can return you the count that will be stored as a variable. You just need to define this variable in the repeat loop.
Yeah.
So dynamically, it will take the file number, and that will be given as an input in a repeat count.
Okay, then we can specify that number to the repeat, and then we'll proceed the next. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so in case citizens are joining this webinar, that conversation was between programmers. So when you need more clarification, you need to work with programmers.
Okay. Thank you so
Okay,
much for this. Yeah.
no problem, no problem. So I'm going to, you know, I'm going to delete this time, but oftentimes, you know, for citizens, I think it's a great step to learn. Often you have your main bot step, and you would like to have a test step right underneath. But this is only a test step, so you want to keep it, but you don't want to run it. In that case, usually what you do is bring in one of these end operations. So I'm going to just bring in end of scenario right here. This is going to make this make Pam, when Pam is the one who's going to be running this scenario, when she sees this, she's going to ignore everything else after this. So you can have many test steps after this, but this is your main. And you know, after this end of scenario, all these steps are going to be ignored. So this is a convenient way to use this end of scenario. Okay. Any other questions? If no, I'm going to move on to deployment. Now, the deployment is you have to save your automation scenario, this file, to a supervisor. So I'm going to give a name first, PDF to docs, right? So this is my bot name. And then timeout's been removed, everything is okay. I'm going to come to this file menu and save to supervisor. And quickly, it's been already saved. So when I come to my supervisor here, and I sign in, my scenario has PDF to docx and the date right here. So it's saved. Now it's ready for deployment. Now, there are many ways to deploy your bot. You can actually schedule it, or you can, you know, you can actually play kickstart the bot remotely by using on-demand features of a supervisor. But today, I would like to show you how to package this bot into a executable file. And by double clicking on your desktop, it's going to just run the bot, right? So how to do that? Okay, you come to File menu, come to this Make exe menu right here, and then do ebot, choose ebot. And I'm going to just save this. This is going to be the your ebot name, and then save. And it's already done. So I come to my desktop. This right here, PDF to docx 4582. 4582 is, by the way, is your bot ID. That's how your supervisor manages your bot. So this is your ID. It's always recommended to leave this ID with it, so it's easy to manage. So now it's this bot is ready for action. So by just double clicking it, Pam starts, and she's preparing the environment. By the way, this preparation of the environment happens only for the first time. Second time on, the environment we already saved, so she can just start running this drag and drop box immediately, right? So I come here, and then let's just do, again, the third PDF file, and Word should open. Okay, it's taking a little bit time. Mhm. Did I do anything wrong, Venkatesh?
You didn't change the file path, right? The folder path.
No, I don't think so.
Can you execute again?
Okay.
Select the file.
So now convert PDF. Okay. Okay. Huh. Okay. I don't know why it didn't work the first time, but let me try the same file again. So I'm going to return to the drag and drop again. And then what did I try this one right here? Maybe I tried. So I come here. And then it's the same message. Oh, maybe something different from with this PDF file. Oh, I see. So it's either, oh, this is not an image file, but this PDF, for some reason, this PDF is not, is causing some error. And then, you know, when this kind of thing happens, I need to go back to our debug team, like Venkatesh is one of our, tech support team. And then I need to find out what's wrong, what's the difference, you know, what are the differences between the other PDF and this PDF.
In this case, Shige, maybe inside this PDF, they may copy the, image file. So that could be the reason. And, there could be a different kind of reasons for this.
Yeah,
But in
so
case, yeah.
not all PDF can be converted into a Word file, but at the same time, if there's an error, I would like to, make some error treatment into this bot, right? So, okay. Anyway, the bot apparently stopped. So I come back to Stu, and this is actually what I need to do is to find out why the error happened. And then I'm going to, in this case, I think, PDF to doc must have returned error. So I'm going to come here and then look at this return code. So execution successful, return code is 0. Execution failed, return code is 1. So it must have given me some error. So let me come back to my supervisor dashboard. Okay, so PDF to doc failure. We have some failures, and why it failed? It's going to give me this failure reasons. So verification screenshot, okay, and the failure right here. Microsoft, we're sorry, the author of this document said, oh, it's a permission issue. Microsoft Word said, we're sorry, the author of this document has set permission that don't allow contents to be reused. So inside this PDF, there's a issue. And then return code is 1. So what we can do is we can actually come back here and say, okay, when return code is 1, I'm going to skip and jump to operation. Maybe I'll just use 6. So, and 6, I will say no PDF, check your file, or PDF has permission problem. Okay, so now I added, what I did was I added this operation failure code action, jump to operation number 6, and then I added more message here. Now I'm going to save this again to supervisor, and it's going to overwrite the bot inside supervisor, right? Now, just that, I come back to the same bot, and then I double click. Now, because of the change, it's going to rebuild the running environment, but there was a small change, so that was quick. So let's try the file that failed, right? So I'm going to just come here and do this, and then, okay, what is going to try? But now, return 1. So PDF has permission problem. So I can just come back here and do this. And this time it's going to work, right? Yep, stop the bot. So, well, by accident, we had this interesting case where, okay, somebody gave me this PDF, and maybe he didn't know this PDF had this permission issue. But when something like that happens, you want to make sure the bot can handle that as an error, and so that you know, it can send out a message to the user. So how to do that again is to use this return code. Oh, first you need to have your error. You need to analyze your error with the supervisor, and then after that, you modify your bot to integrate the handling of the the return code. That's how you're going to make your bot more stable and more robust and more practical. So that's how you deploy your bot, and I think I'm open for questions again. So the question is, the bot can read plain text from PDF and image-based text as well. Well, so image-based text, that's a great question. And this PDF to doc is not going to read image-based text. It's going to just take the image and paste it on Word. So to handle image-based text, you have to use OCR. That's actually a next subject we're going to talk about in this this kind of a meeting, you will have to use OCR technology, like either Google OCR or any other OCR technology you have to read image-based text. Any other questions? Okay, great. So we're going to package this video, and then to all the participants, we will send the link to download this video, so you can actually view it later by yourself. And we will try to have this session, myself and Venkatesh. We try to build a very simple bot and try to deploy it, mainly from a citizen development viewpoint. So we only Venkatesh is supporting me to build a bot without coding, without knowing programming knowledge. But anyway, so that's what we're gonna do. All right. With that, thank you very much, and I hope to see you next time.
Thank you so much, Shige. That's a wonderful session.
See you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Bye bye.